The sun was sinking, low over the scorched plains when Caleb Warren rode into the forgotten settlement of Dry Creek, a place so silent it felt as though the land itself had sworn an oath, never to speak again, and yet something in the air screamed that death had been busy here. Caleb was not a lawman, not a bounty hunter, not even a man chasing redemption. He was a lone rancher who had buried his family years ago and now lived only because the land still needed tending. As his horse slowed near the old trading post, he saw them, 7 young Apache girls, bound and hanging from wooden beams along the porch of the town hall, their feet barely brushing the ground, faces bruised but still breathing. This was not justice. It was cruelty disguised as order. Caleb's chest tightened, memories flooding back of how his own wife had once begged mercy from men who believed power made them righteous. The town was empty now, the executioners gone. Confident their message of fear had been delivered, Caleb acted without hesitation, cutting them down one by one, hands shaking as he laid each girl gently on the ground, giving water, loosening ropes, whispering words they might not understand but could feel. One of them, the eldest, stared at him with eyes that carried centuries of loss and resilience, and in that moment Caleb understood. This wasn't an isolated act of hate. This was organized, planned. As hoofbeats echoed in the distance, Caleb knew saving them was only the beginning. If this story already has your heart racing, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because this Wild West tale only gets darker, deeper, and more powerful from here. The girls regained strength slowly as night fell, and by the glow of a small fire behind an abandoned stable, the truth began to surface in broken words and trembling gestures. Their village, hidden beyond Red Mesa, had been targeted for removal, not by outlaws, but by men wearing badges and carrying deeds stamped with government seals. The girls had been taken as examples, warnings meant to terrify their people into fleeing land rich, with silver beneath sacred soil. Caleb listened in silence, rage burning hotter with every word. He had seen corruption before, but never this calculated. These weren't renegades. They were respected men, sheriffs, councilmen, railroad investors, planning to erase a people to line their pockets. When the youngest girl pulled from her torn dress a blood-stained map, Caleb knew fate had placed him here for a reason. The map showed planned raids, staged executions, and a final massacre scheduled within days. The rancher who once avoided trouble now found himself standing at the edge of a war. He swore to protect them, not as a savior, but as a man finally choosing to stand. Together they rode under moonlight toward the hills, knowing pursuit was inevitable, and as shadows followed them through the desert. One thing was clear. This wasn't just about saving 7 lives. It was about stopping a terrible plot that could stain the West forever. If stories of courage against impossible odds move you, subscribe now and stay with us, because this chapter is only tightening the noose around evil. By the time the first gunshots cracked through the canyon, Caleb had already transformed from rancher to guardian. Using terrain and patience, he evaded posse sent not to arrest him but to silence him. The Apache girls proved far from helpless. Each carried knowledge of the land, survival skills passed down through generations, and a quiet fury that turned fear into strength. Together they uncovered proof hidden in a mining ledger that connected the town officials to a larger syndicate stretching across territories. Every mile brought danger, betrayal, and sacrifice. One night, as rain washed blood from the rocks, Caleb nearly gave his life holding off attackers so the girls could escape. In that moment, he understood redemption wasn't found in surviving. It was found in standing firm. When they finally reached Fort Alden to expose the truth, they were met with disbelief, until the evidence spoke louder than bullets. Arrests followed, resignations, panic among the powerful. But justice came at a cost. The West would never be the same, and neither would Caleb. If you're feeling the weight of this story, don't walk away yet. Subscribe and keep riding with us as the final chapter brings justice, loss, and hope crashing together. The trials shook the territory, and though the guilty were punished, the scars remained on the land, on the Apache people, and on Caleb's soul. He escorted the girls back to their village, where elders welcomed him not as a hero, but as a brother who listened when others turned away. Caleb declined rewards, declined fame, and returned to his ranch changed forever. The West would remember legends of gunfighters and outlaws, but the true story would be quieter, alone, rancher who chose compassion over comfort, courage over silence. Years later, travelers would speak of Dry Creek as a place where evil was stopped, not by law but by conscience, and the 7 Apache girls would grow to become leaders, healers and protectors of their people, their survival a living defiance against cruelty. This is why these stories matter, because the Wild West wasn't just about violence. It was about choices. If this story moved you, inspired you, or reminded you that one person can change everything, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it so these powerful stories of justice, humanity, and courage continue to live on.